may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Dr. George Goodfellow was a Civil War surgeon and a leading citizen of Tombstone. Unfortunately for Wyatt, the doctor was a man of medicine first and a law enforcer second. Although his code and Wyatt's seldom clashed, there was one time when they did.
Doctor? Tinkham Brown and his men are wanted for a mail robbery. You know him?
Yes, I know him.
He ever been a patient of yours?
Oh, probably.
Now, Tinkham or one of his men were hit during the holdup of that stage. Now, if the man was hurt bad enough, he may send for you.
I'm the only surgeon within 50 miles. He probably will.
I don't suppose that if he does send for you, that you'd tell me about it, would you?
Wyatt, you know medical ethics. You know that I honor them. Wouldn't be alive if I didn't. That's beside the point. The day may come when a doctor's forced to reveal information about his patients, but my code forbids it now.
I know that. But my code has rules, too. Now, if they do send for you, I'm going to have to trail you.
You're an officer of the law. That's your duty. My duty is to help sick people.
Tinkham Brown's got a pretty rough bunch of boys. He may think that you told me to follow you.
Wyatt, it's late. I want to finish these case histories. Would you mind clearing out?
All right. You, realize that you could be killed?
I lived through the Civil War. Could have been killed in a dozen battles. And 50 times since.
Doc's coming, boss.
Anyone on his trail?
Just him and Swanee.
I knew I could trust the doc. Don't hem around. Talk right out, Doc.
The bullet went through your chest, lodged against your spine.
All right. Take it out.
I'm not that good a surgeon.
You're the best there is, Doc.
Nah, just talk. What do you know about surgery? From the paralysis in your legs, I'd say that the bullet's pressing on the spinal cord. If I go in there, one slip of the knife could kill you.
Then there'd be a slip of the trigger, Doc.
Put that thing away.
Doc's my friend, Swanee. You know I got no choice, Doc. Man might as well be dead as paralyzed.
Well, I've told you part of the truth. Now I'm going to tell you the rest of it. Wyatt Earp talked to me about you last night. I think he's followed me here.
That John Law.
That's all right, boss. We'll take care of him.
You'll do nothing of the kind. Now, just a minute. I'm going to need Earp for this. If he's brought Holiday, I can use him, too.
But the operating? They wouldn't help me, Doc.
And they ain't gonna arrest us.
It's your only hope. Now, it's my job to save your life. Earp doesn't want you dead. You'd be no use to him that way. Now, do you want me to talk to him? Or do you want to finish up like a dog with a broken back?
You mean this one's on the house? No shooting on either side?
That's what I mean.
All right. See what you can do, Doc. You boys do what he tells you.
Just over the ridge up there, Wyatt. We're gonna have to leave these horses down here and walk up, else they'll hear us.
No, I don't want to go up there yet. Wait until Dr. Goodfellow leaves. I don't want him catching a bullet for his trouble.
Maybe they done already killed Goodfeller.
Serve 'em right if they had. It's foolish that he'd have such a regard for Hoolham's life. I always figured him to be a coal man.
I've heard people say that you're the one that's heartless, Doc.
I am.
That ain't the way them Texas folks tell it. They tell me you rode 100 miles once to operate on a man's jawbone.
I was to win a bet. The man had such a bad necrosis, and the local MD backed out, and the bets were so high that somebody's coming.
That's the doctor.
Hello, Wyatt. Are you steady? Hold out your hand.
My hand's as steady as yours. Did your patient die?
No. But it's a difficult situation. I have to explain. Brown's agreed to a truce. The bullet's lodged against the spine, but there may be a chance with Holiday to hold retractors, and you, Wyatt, to manage the ether. Well, we better get on up there.
Doctor?
Yeah?
What happens afterward?
Oh, they go on to a new camp, and you start hunting them again.
We ought to take 'em right now.
Nonsense. Brown's in bad shape. You passing out the death sentence for mail robbery these days, Wyatt?
No, sir. What do you think, Doc?
The operation sounds interesting. But you better not let Wells Fargo know you agreed to anything like this.
Gentlemen, every minute counts. Walk along with me, Holiday, so I can explain what I'm going to do.
Come on.
There's the bullet.
Yes. How's the pulse?
Pretty good.
Well, we'll pull the slug. Use a clean sponge, Holiday. Be ready with the clamp. There it is.
Is he gonna make it, Doc?
Can't tell for a couple of days. Keep him right where he is. Give him laudanum to keep him quiet. If he starts fever, send for me.
What about Earp?
The marshal agreed to a truce. He'll keep it.
That's right.
For how long?
Until Dr. Goodfellow says he can travel. And if you boys don't come into Tombstone, I'm going to come after you again.
You come in if you got any sense.
Oh, quit the gab. Mr. Brown is my patient. After he recovers or dies, I have no further interest in the matter. It's up to him to decide, if he lives, whether or not he wants to remain a fugitive. You did a pretty good job, Holiday.
I wish they'd let us take him up to the hospital so you can keep your eye on it.
Oh, no. No, you Johnny Laws are going to push along.
Holster that gun. I said I don't want him moved at all, not even to the hospital. I don't expect you to thank Marshal Earp for what he's done. But if there's any more of this behavior, I'll not see Brown again. Come along, Wyatt.
There you are, Doc.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Will Brown make it?
Well, he has a chance.
Wells Fargo says that he got away with $15,000 in that mail robbery.
Probably. Good surgical problem. I learned quite a bit. Yes, sir, quite a bit.
See you later, Wyatt. Wyatt, they ain't gonna stick with Tinkham. If it's me, I'd go back and get some more boys, come up here and smoke them out.
I can't do that. Not yet.
Gibbs, you got the soul of a bloodhound. While surgical history is being made, all you can think of is capturing those mail robbers.
Hey, Doc. Is that operation that unusual?
This good fella's a genius. Well, that bullet was impinged on his spinal column with bone splinters all around. If Brown lives, Johns Hopkins should publish a paper on it.
Huh. Well, a lot of good that'll do with Wyatt trying to explain this here to Wells Fargo.
Let's stop jawing about it. Get back to town.
You lost him?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
Tinkham Brown was wounded. The gang sent for Dr. Goodfellow.
Didn't you tail him?
I said we tailed him. Doctor had to operate in order to save his life.
Why didn't you pick up the others?
Because Dr. Goodfellow pledged us to a truce. We had to help with the surgery.
A truce with mail robbers? Oh, now, Wyatt. I'll round up a posse.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Thacker. This is a personal thing with me. When Dr. Goodfellow told me how bad Brown was hit, I just couldn't sentence the man to death. I'm not the judge and jury, you know.
All right, Wyatt. But we've got the job to finish. Just tell me where Brown is. We'll pick him up.
I can't do that either.
Why not?
Because Dr. Goodfellow's a friend of mine. Brown is his patient. Now, the way the doctor sees it, I had to trail him. You know, that was my job. But I'd be violating his medical ethics if I sent a posse out there after Brown before he was well enough to travel.
Medical ethics? Tinkham Brown is a hoodlum. Do you realize what San Francisco would do if I sent this report in?
Look, I don't belong to Wells Fargo.
You're a deputy United States Marshal. It was your duty.
And I'll get Brown and his men, I promise you that.
When?
As soon as Dr. Goodfellow discharges him. A week or so.
Does Dr. Goodfellow realize that he's risking his life fooling around with a bunch of outlaws?
Yeah, he realizes it. He takes a chance in his life every time he goes out on the trail to help a sick cowboy.
Are you keeping a guard on him?
Day and night.
All right, Wyatt. I won't report to San Francisco yet.
Thank you. I'll, see if I can get a bulletin from Doc. See you later.
How you feeling, boss?
Rocky. But I can move my legs a little.
Doc Goodfellow says you should lay still.
Earp and his crowd, are you sure they left?
Swanee tailed him halfway back to Tombstone.
I don't trust Earp. We gotta move from here. Deeper into the mountains.
Sure, in 3 days, Doc said.
Not 3 days, tonight.
Doc said 3 days if you ain't got no fever.
It ain't Doc's business. You pack me on a horse stretcher and we'll go.
Hey, Swanee, come over here and talk some sense to the boss. He wants to move.
You must be out of your mind, Tinkham. That bullet almost broke your backbone. I saw it.
Doc taking the bullet out, didn't he?
Yes, but...
Quit arguing. I know how I feel. I don't aim to spend 10 years in federal prison.
All right, you take it easy. I'll ride into town if the doc says it's all right.
No, we're moving at sundown. I got a hunch, boys. I smell Wyatt Earp and a posse.
Well, it's your backbone. You can take it, I guess we can.
What? One of them Tinkham Brown men just come for Doc Goodfellow.
Has the doc left yet?
No, he's still got some patients to see.
Where's the Tinkham man?
Sitting on the front porch.
All right, I'll try and sneak around the back way. Have a little talk with Dr. Goodfellow. Evening, Doctor.
Well, you have quite a spy system.
Mr. Gibbs said that he saw one of the Tinkham Brown boys out front.
Brown started a fever. I'll have to go.
What if he dies? They'll blame you for it.
No, I've been blamed before.
Real bad bunch, Doctor.
I'm not interested in their morals. Brown's feverish, post-surgical. If his name was Smith, I'd still go.
I don't like it. I'm sorry, Doctor, but I'll have to trail you again.
That could really get me in trouble, you know.
Doctor, I played it your way this morning. Now, Brown had his chance. If something does go wrong, you'll be much safer if you have guns covering you.
I will consider it unwarranted interference.
Just the same, you may need help. We'll try to be there.
You moved.
What's his idea, Doc?
The man disobeyed my orders. I'm off the case.
No, he ain't. Throw that gun away. You won't need it.
Brown's a fool. Didn't you tell him he wasn't to be moved?
Yeah, but he's the boss.
In a matter of medicine, I'm the boss. Doctor's orders are to be followed absolutely.
Keep your shirt on, Doc. We got quite a ride up the mountain. Move.
No light up there. Something wrong.
You reckon they've moved Tinkham?
If they did, he's dead or dying.
Well, there's one way to find out. Come on. Dr. Goodfellow's gun. It'll be daylight. Soon we'll trail him. Here.
My legs feel numb, Doc.
Well, why shouldn't they? I left strict orders you weren't to be moved.
I had to. I was scared of Earp, Doc.
You don't trust anyone. Here, swallow some of this.
What is it?
Whiskey. Now drink it.
You reckon Tinkham's gonna make it?
I don't know. Both his legs are paralyzed. Where's the money?
He's laying on it.
I'm going to find out how bad he really is.
Looks like they circle around those rocks. One up there.
Yeah. Cave country, Wyatt.
Sometimes there's a back way in. Let's tie off. Bring that canteen.
I'm done for, ain't I, Doc?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Have you lived for another 30 years?
You docs, you always play it close. But that numb feeling, it's come up higher.
Now, don't try to talk. I'm going to pinch your belly. If you feel it, nod.
You tell the boys he ain't going to pull through. We're getting out.
laying on the money, Doc. Pay yourself off.
Thank you, no.
Look, Doc, we know he ain't gonna make it. Now you stand back.
Leave him alone!
Watch out, Swanee! Take it! All right, Doc?
Yeah, I'm all right, Wyatt. Swanee broke his spinal cord trying to get at the money.
Where do you keep this money hidden?
He was lying on it. Now, come on, Holliday. More work to do.
What do you mean, work?
Well, you didn't kill them all, did you? Bring the kit, will you, Holliday?
All right.
There. That should do it for now. Interesting gunshot wounds, all of them.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to let nature take its course, would you, Doctor?
No, Holliday, I wouldn't. Wyatt, send in the Tombstone for a wagon. I'll do my surgery at the hospital.
All right, sir. I'll send Mr. Gibbs.
I couldn't save Brown. He wouldn't obey orders. All that jarring around when they moved him. But I think I can save the one I had to shoot.
What for? So they can serve 10 years in prison?
No, Holliday, for what I can learn. Now, there's another challenging case. 45 slug through the left lumbar. I managed to plug the points of entrance and exit just in time.
Dr. Goodfellow?
Yeah?
Mr. Thacker thinks we ought to go after those two men that got away. I can't spare Gibbs.
Can't spare? Wyatt, I've got 4 patients in need of surgery. What are 2 escaped hoodlums compared to getting these men hospitalized as soon as possible? Their lives ought to be your concern, and Thacker's, too.
All right, I'll send Mr. Gibbs in after the wagon. Well, Doc, you better stay here in case Dr. Goodfellow needs you. You look like you can use some rest.
Yes, Wyatt. I'm a mite tired. A mite tired.
Marshal.
Yes, sir?
I suppose you think I handled the whole affair badly.
No, sir, you did your job and I did mine. Next time, don't you count on help coming in the nick of time. I just may be on the wrong side of the mountain.
But you do see my position, don't you?
Dr. Goodfellow? Nobody understands a surgeon except another surgeon. All the hoodlums dead and wounded aren't worth the life that you risked. But you'll go on risking it. And I wish you luck.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long